Hey guys, we're here today in the greenhouse and we're going to be talking about the differences between geraniums. Now, all geraniums bloom really well in the Kansas City area, but not all of them do the same thing on our right for every application. We have seedling geraniums and zonal geraniums, and the difference between the two is really the most drastic when you use them either planted in the ground or in containers. So the seedling geraniums are kind of the mother of geraniums. It is where it all kind of started, and they traditionally have a smaller bloom set and a more dwarf or compact habit, where the zonal geraniums grow a lot larger. The bloom size is a lot larger, and they don't have as many blooms, but the blooms that are produced are much, much larger. Now, the zonal geraniums do best when they're used in containers. They really prefer more sun than shade, so they need to be in an area that gets at least a minimum of 5 hours of direct sunlight. If they get too much shade, it will throw them out of bloom, and it will take a lot longer for them to recycle those blooms. When geraniums are in bloom, it is really best to feed them at least once a month when they're in a container with a controlled release fertilizer. That's really important because when we water the containers, nutrients are leached out and washed out of the bottom of that pot, and it's important to replace those nutrients to keep them in full bloom. They're really hungry flowers. Because they have a big, beautiful flower, it requires a lot of fertilizer to keep them blooming really well. Now, the seedling geraniums, they do amazing in the ground. And in Kansas, they've actually been rated for incredible ground performance. So these can be planted in landscape beds as long as they're getting full sun and have adequate drainage. But these little flowers will continue to bloom throughout the course of the summer. With geraniums, they do bloom best when they are deadheaded. So that's removing blooms that are spent on the plant. And a bloom that's spent can be removed by reaching down into the base of the plant and then pulling off a bloom that's finished on it. Removing those old blooms helps to make other blooms come up and out of the plant so that it continues to bloom throughout the course of the summer. Geraniums are great. They can be used in containers, they can be used in the ground, but the seedling geraniums do best in the ground, where the zonal geraniums don't perform very well in the ground. Zonal geraniums are best used when they're planted in containers and hanging baskets, and they'll produce beautiful large blooms throughout the duration of the summer. Right now, we've got a great promotion going on our seedling geraniums. There's 12 in a tray. You can mix and match the different colorations. There's 5 colors to choose from, and they're only $9.99 for a tray of 12. We have 3 convenient locations in the Kansas City metro area, in Overland Park, Shawnee, and Liberty. We look forward to seeing you soon, and happy planting.